Hello. Hi, everybody. First of all, let me know you're here as you hop on. If you're watching as a replay, hashtag replay. If you always want to make sure you catch me live and you don't have to hashtag replay, tap my nose, tap the top of the screen right here. There's 3 little dots. Touch there, click turn on live notifications, and you will always catch me live. First of all, hi everybody. Let me know you're here as you hop on. Hi Bernadette. Hi Anna, I see you hopping on. Why is chocolate milk so good? It's so good. The best. I'm gonna wait a quick second. Oh, and it's gotta have the thing on it. Gonna wait a second for people to hop on. I see everybody hopping on. Hold on. I'm real cute, you guys. I am so cute. Okay, I needed my chocolate milk. I don't know why. I feel like I needed chocolate milk for this. I'm actually nervous for this, you guys. I'm usually not nervous going live anymore. This one I'm nervous for because I'm like, what are people gonna think? You'll see. Like, so many things make me nervous about sharing this, but hello, everybody. So many things make me nervous about talking about this. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my why for why I work so hard with Pomifera. And I'm going to talk about the changes that are about to happen for my family. So big life changes are happening this year and hopefully over the next couple years. No, it's not the fact that we're moving. Yes, we are moving. Yes, we are we're doing really well in the home buying process. We have our offer accepted. We're doing the appraisal process. The mortgage is all being worked on. Like, that's not the news. The house thing, like, I'm not really talking about that because I feel like it's bad luck. Like, once we have a closing date, then we'll start talking about it. But we don't have a closing date yet. That is a big change that's going to be happening for us, but that is not the big thing that I'm talking about tonight. So this is nerve-wracking. Well, first of all, hi, Mom. The reason that I haven't talked about this yet, some people know about this privately, my friends, my close friends, my family. I haven't talked about this publicly because not all of our family and not all of the people that are important to us know about this. And it was very important for my husband and I to make sure that his family knew about this before we talked about it publicly or even made the decision to officially do this, because it's a big deal. And honestly, I was very nervous. I was very nervous to tell them about this, and I was very scared that they were going to not be on board. I was scared that I'm nervous that a lot of people are going to judge me for this. They're going to think maybe I'm a bad mom, maybe I'm lazy, maybe I'm I don't know. So we talked to my husband's family today. They were so on board. They were excited for us. They were all about it. And you're going to see why I was nervous about this. So I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to talk a little bit about my postpartum depression before. I want to kind of start from the beginning. And then I'll tell you what we're doing. I know I'm going to leave it for the end. I'm going to drive you. You guys are going to stop watching this right now. You're like, forget this. So when Penny was born, my daughter, if you don't know, she is 16 months. Penny's 16 months. 16 months. So when she was born, I was hit so hard. So insanely hard. Oh, hey, Rachel. Yo, thanks for not blowing up my phone right now. I was hit so hard with postpartum depression when Penny was born. Insane. Hi, Christy. Insane hard. I'm going to be sharing my journey and sharing, I guess, my past, because it's much better now. With the postpartum depression stuff, and just kind of helping to spread awareness about it, because I think there's big misconceptions about it. me coming from a background of already having mental health issues, surprisingly, postpartum depression was not on my radar. This was not, for some reason, I had friends that were worried about it. Like, they were worried about it for themselves. And I'm like, oh, like, my friends would get pregnant, they'd worry about it. I'm like, nah, it didn't even faze me. I don't know why. I'm like, oh, I already deal with depression. Like, postpartum depression, what's that? That got nothing on what I already deal with. Let me tell you, postpartum depression is no joke. It is literally, the best way I can describe it, it literally feels like your hormones and your brain chemicals are poisoning your brain. It literally feels like you are a different person, like you have split personality disorder. Like, you woke up today with a whole different brain in your head. Like, you woke up and it's like the thoughts that go through your mind will scare the shit out of you, excuse my language. Like, now, sometimes I look at my daughter, I look at Penny, and I'm sick to my stomach thinking about the way that I used to think when I was deep in postpartum depression. And it was never like, it was never, you hear stories about people like giving their children away. It was never like that. But it was more like a feeling like if I were to just die right now, I wouldn't be so mad about it. It was more of a feeling like the way that I love her now and have grown to love her is like, I love her so much it makes me sick. Like, it's sickening. Like, if you're a mother or a father, if you have children, you know the love that you have for your children will just make you love them so much you just could die thinking about it. It's like I'm obsessed with her. But when she was born and when I was deep in postpartum depression, I did not feel that way about her. I didn't. And that's scary. To say that out loud and to tell people that is horrifying. Like, you're so scared you're going to be judged. But on the other hand, there are so many mothers out there that went through this and they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And it makes me so sad to think back on like our first few months with her and think, like, I feel like I got robbed of my experience with her, and it's nobody's fault. It's just my own brain chemicals and hormones. It's literally like your hormones are poisoning your brain. Like, and it makes me angry. I'm angry. I'm like, I look back and now I would give anything for this child to cuddle me right now. She's so active. She does not cuddle me. She will not cuddle. She will not just sit down and cuddle me. I think back to like when she was a newborn and she would lay on me all day, every day. And all I wanted to do was not have her lay on me. And now I'm like, please just love me. Like, come hug me. I kiss her and she's like fighting me. I'm like, and it's crazy. So let me read the comments really quick. Yeah, the guilt is insane. And at the time you have the guilt and you feel like such a failure, it's insane. It's literally, I'm telling you, it's like your brain is being poisoned by your hormones. That's all I can explain. You're a different person. It's crazy. So that was horrifying. That was absolutely horrifying. So at that time, we started looking into, because my husband had to go back to work. There were several days where he couldn't go to work. He literally couldn't leave me alone. I would bawl my eyes out uncontrollably, like on the floor, couldn't even get up and walk, like on the floor. Like, there's been a death, like you see in a movie when someone dies and they like collapse to the floor and it's like a big dramatic scene and they can't control themselves. That was me several times a day for several months. So in that time, we were like, we have to do something. Like, we can't. Hi, Suzanne. We were like, we have to figure something out. Yeah, Emma, it's terrifying. I am so horrified to have more kids. And I know we want like 4 kids. I want Penny to have lots of siblings. But it's horrifying. Like, I know that I have to bite the bullet. I have to do it for her, but it's horrifying. It is so scary to think about going through that again. It's just scary. But so I'm getting to the point. Hang with me. So in that moment and in that time, we were like, we need help. I don't have siblings to help. We don't have like our families work. There's nobody to really help consistently, regularly. We didn't want to hire like a random babysitter. Like, we tried hiring babysitters, but they have lives, and we needed help. We need help. We just do. It's hard. It takes a village to raise a child. So, that's good to know, Emma. You only experienced it with one child. That's good to know. So at the time I started looking into it, and a friend recommended to me something called an au pair. And at the time we were thinking, okay, let's think about this program. And if you don't know what it is, I'm going to explain what this is. At the time we started looking into the program, and we're like, okay, we can like I feel guilty because if you don't know what an au pair is, it's basically a full-time live-in nanny. And I'll explain the program a little more deeply, but basically that's the sum of it. They're here on a visa, kind of like a foreign exchange student program. They're here from another country on a visa specifically for the au pair program, and they live with you full-time. And I'll go more into that, but it makes me feel it made me feel incredibly guilty. It's a little different now that I'm working, running a business full-time from home. Now it's like the cards have changed a little bit. Now we have a whole different slew of reasons that we are interested in doing this program. But in the beginning, we literally were just looking for something to help us, because we knew someday we want to start having kids. We want more kids. We want siblings. We want them to be close in age. And we were like, how? I can't imagine doing this. But it made me feel so guilty, because I'm like, I'm a full-time stay-at-home mother. All I have wanted my whole life is to be well, I can't say my whole life. When I was young, I didn't want children, but ever since I met my husband, and even before then, I knew if I was going to have children, I only wanted to have children if I was able to stay home with them and raise them full time. So when I met my husband, before he was my husband, we knew, it's like we kind of clicked right away, because we had that conversation just accidentally as friends of like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. He wanted his wife to be a stay-at-home mom. And we were like, oh, okay. Like, we kind of want the same thing out of life. So like that's been like from day one, what we wanted. So I finally got what I wanted. I had a child. I was a stay-at-home mom. I was like, finally, I waited years. I had a countdown in my phone for when I could do this. Like, I waited and waited years for this. Finally got it. And I'm like, I hate this. If you are a stay-at-home mom, and you see those memes and stuff where they're like, people that aren't stay-at-home moms, or people that don't stay home, or dads, people that don't stay home with their children full time. People look and they're like, what do you guys do all day? What do we do all day? It's hard. Being a stay-at-home mom is incredibly hard. So some of you know I started getting back into network marketing, built my business, and now it is insane to say, it is literally, this is absolutely mind-blowing for me to say that in the near future, my income will very much likely surpass my husband's income. And someday in the near future, I hope to retire him. Anna said, there's a name. Yes, there's a movie called The Au Pair. Someday soon, I hope to retire my husband so that he doesn't have to work and he can find a more fulfilling hobby type career that isn't a 9-to-5 and something that really fills his passion. So that's now it's kind of shifted. Like at first we were like, we are just going to do this because we're just trying to survive. And now it's kind of like, you know, my time is so valuable. It wasn't plausible for me to work full time out of the house prior to getting into network marketing, because I would go work for, you know, a normal living wage, right? And it wouldn't, to pay a nanny and to pay a babysitter, and we're both working full time. It just wouldn't have made sense. And it wasn't worth it for us unless we always agreed that unless I have a very like serious career and I'm making like a 6-figure income, it's not worth it for me to work outside the home. That's just kind of what we've always agreed. Like that's not what we wanted for our family. these days, a 6-figure income is right around the corner for me. And it takes time and effort, and that's you don't make a 6-figure income in network marketing without working for it. That's a full-time job. Working for 6 figures, in my opinion, you're, especially coming from nothing like I have, I'm not coming from big leadership. So for me to build a 6-figure income and retire my husband so that he can stay home, so that we can have more family time, so that we can have a better work-life balance for him also, I need to be able to work. I need to be able to work my business. And it makes me so incredibly happy, so happy to work my business. And it feels crazy. It's scary because I feel like I'm going to be judged. And people are going to be like, what? You don't like being a mom enough to just be a stay-at-home mom? Like you don't. Oh, Caitlin, I'm talking about how we are going to have an au pair, a full-time live-in nanny. So I feel like this is horrifying for me to just come and say, because I'm afraid people are going to be like, you don't love your child enough to just stay home with her all day and just dedicate your whole life. And this is your whole focus, 100% focus. Like, of course I would die for my child, but having no other purpose or passion in life, makes me feel kind of dead inside. If I'm totally honest with you, I need that outside purpose goal. I just need my business. I just do. This job, this business that I'm in, I just need it. This is my why is literally, that's a lot. My why, I think it'd be a whole different video, but really, I'm not happy without this business or without having a purpose or a passion or something to work towards and goals every month to work towards. And it's just in my blood to like need to work towards something and help other people work towards something. And I just need it. So basically it's shifted. In the beginning, we were just trying to stay alive. So we're like, let's do this. Let's look into this, seriously look into this. And now it's kind of like, let's look into this because my time is very valuable. If I work 20 hours a week in my business versus 40 hours a week in my business, I'm going to make a lot more money in the long run working this as a actual career. So I guess what I'm trying to say, what we're trying to do is really go from this being like, oh, let's just kind of dabble in the waters. Can Jennifer get back into network marketing and be successful at it? And, we said when I got back into this, let's give it 6 solid months and see what I can do. Let's see what I can turn this into. Let's see if this is worth it for our family. And it's worth it. So now this is a career. This is a full career for me now. And in order to really focus on that career, we're going to have a live-in nanny. And I'm really excited about it because that's also going to allow us to have more children simultaneously while I'm working my career and not be so stressed and feeling guilty and have a random babysitter. I think I will probably save this. I will probably go into more details about the au pair, like program, because I'm going to start. The point of all this is I want to share the journey with you guys. I'm like I'm so excited to start this. We've been looking into this since Penny was born. I'm so excited to start, and I want to share the journey with you guys, all of it. Like I want to share all of it with you guys because this is like kind of a unique, fun situation. So I'm going to probably do a whole separate video on like what is an au pair, but I'm going to give you the quick rundown. An au pair is kind of like a foreign exchange program. It's a man or a woman. We're choosing a woman who comes over from another country. Typically it's Central America, South America, Europe, South Africa. Typically those are the regions that they come from. It's a government sponsored program. So this isn't just random, like the way that it's a very, because they're coming over on an au pair visa. It's literally like a foreign exchange program. And they come over and the exchange is a cultural exchange like a cultural exchange experience. They work for you up to 45 hours a week, but it's not only that. We could have just hired a random nanny or a random babysitter to come 30, 40 hours a week, but this is a little different. They live with you. The point really is to integrate them into your family. You really want, I don't want to just hire someone to come here 40 hours a week and then they go home and then they come back. It's like an employee. Like, we don't want an employee. We want a family member. We really want this person to be family to us. They'll spend holidays with us. They'll vacation with us. They'll eat dinner with us. So there's a whole criteria we're looking for, and I'm going to go into those details. And there's an interview process. We've already passed our end and like our whole like application. We're approved to do the program and all of those things. So I'm going to go into all those details, like the costs, and like I'm really going to share in depth like every step of the journey with you guys, just because I think it's cool. And I want to share it, and it's exciting, and it's like a huge, like, this is who we choose is going to be such an incredibly huge decision. I was talking to my husband today, and usually I'm the type of person that rushes things. I'm like, once I decide something, I'm like, okay, that's it. Let's go. Like when we were house hunting, every house we went into, I'm like, I want this house. Like, this is it. Let's put in the offer. This is very different. I feel like this is almost like choosing your spouse. Like, this person will live with us and will become a part of our family and will be an influence on our family. And we're trusting with our child and we'll be sharing holidays with. And it's like choosing a spouse. Like, this is a huge deal. So the interview process is going to be extensive. You have several Skype interviews. You have several phone conversations. You go really in depth. You know, I'm like a stalker, like all women are stalkers. So I'll be stalking her whole life, whoever she ends up being. So I just wanted to share that. I think I'm so excited. And I'll tell you this, my why I joined Pomifera and why I wanted to get back into network marketing. I've always known I want to get back into network marketing, but the reason I started really looking into it and really getting serious about it is because I knew I needed to make some more money for my family to be able to afford this program. I needed to be able to afford it because on just my husband's income, yes, we could have afforded it, but it would have been extraordinarily tight. I would have felt guilty pursuing it because it would have put our family in a financial situation that was extremely tight. And I didn't want to do that. So I knew I needed to find a way to make some money from home and really financially affect our lives so that I could afford this. Because honestly, the thought of having more children without the help and without having an au pair and the possibility of going through the postpartum depression again alone. I mean, I wasn't alone because my husband was way deep with me, like helping my rock. Like, I would have not survived it without this man. But the thought of doing that alone, I don't know if I would have the guts to have more children because the postpartum depression traumatized me. So I really had it in my head. I can't have more kids and give Penny siblings until we can afford to have an au pair because I am that traumatized by the postpartum depression. And I want her to have siblings. So when I got back into this industry, a lot of you look at me and you're like, what is wrong with this girl? Why does she work like a psycho obsessed, excessive workaholic psychopath? Because honestly, it all ties back to the fact that I want to give my child siblings. And in order to do that and still not be terrified of the postpartum depression, I want the help. I want the au pair. I want that live-in nanny so that having children isn't a horrifying experience for us. It's a, more laid back, there's going to be 3 people in my household, me, my husband, and the au pair, to be that figure for my child and for our children and to raise and help and all of those things. So really, at the end of the day, when I'm staying up late and waking up early and working my butt off, it's because I know I got to make that money to afford my au pair so that I can start trying to have a bigger family and give my child siblings, and not be, because I don't want my children to see me that depressed. And who knows, I may not even have the postpartum depression next time around. It might not even happen next time. But the possibility of it, I need to be prepared next time, basically. I need to be prepared. And maybe I won't have it, and that's going to be so great. And we're going to have an expanded family, not only in more children, but in this additional person that we're going to bring into our lives. And I'm just so excited about it. I am so excited that it's finally here. We couldn't start the program until we bought a new home. Because there's certain criteria in your home. She needs her separate space. She needs this, and this. Your home needs to be approved and all of those things. So now that we are in the home buying process, we are now starting the au pair process. And I'm so excited to finally be like spilling the beans about this, because my close friends and my close family know about it. I've been talking about it for like a year now. I've been so excited, just dying, waiting for us to buy a home so that we can start this program, so that we can have more children. And like I said, this is scary to talk about. This is like, it feel like people do this. My husband's mother has had 5 children on her own. I mean, with a husband, obviously. Raised 5 children, like a trooper, like a warrior. He is one of 5 children, like a freaking warrior. This woman works her butt off for her family still to this day. She brings most of Penny's meals come from her. She cooks for my child more than I cook for my child. She is a freaking warrior. And the fact that I'm not that strong, my plate isn't that strong. You know the saying where you have so much on your plate, right? And some people's plates are made of stone and some people's plates are made of paper. It's like my plate is made of like paper, wet paper. That's how it feels. So it's scary, but I'm very excited about it. We have friends that have done this program, and they literally have said to us they couldn't picture their lives without having done this program. They could not imagine where their lives would be and how it would have went. They're just obsessed with their au pair, and it's literally part of their family. So all good things. I'm going to continue to share about it. Let me just read the comments really quick, because I don't really read the comments because it will throw me. Thank you so much, Anna. Yes, you guys, please pray for us. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous to choose somebody. This is such a huge decision. So seriously, if you're a prayer, please pray for us to help us find the right person for our family. Your neighbor uses an agency in Sweden. Yeah, see, as long as you find your good, the agency is very important, Stephanie. The agency is extremely important. And there's in the US, there's 9 agencies approved by the government. So I literally in depth over the past year have been excessively researching each and every agency, choosing the agency, all of these things. Literally, this was not an overnight decision. I've been excessively obsessing about this decision for since Penny was born. So I'm going to share way more details about the entire program. If you have questions about this, if this is something you're interested in potentially for your family and you want to ask me about my journey, I'm going to be sharing about it. But if you want more details now, because I know all the details, the ins and outs, the costs, the rules, regulations, all of this stuff, how it really is going to go. If you want more details, shoot me a message. I'm happy to share that with you, which agency I'm going through, all of the things, all of the research that I've found. Otherwise, I will be publicly sharing the journey. I'm going to go more in depth into the whole entire, what is an au pair? How much does it cost? What do they do? What can't they do? What can they do? What do you have to have? All that stuff. I'm going to go into depth. I'm going in depth on my interviews, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to share the whole journey because I'm so excited about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Jamie said, I think it's great. A nanny doesn't mean you don't love your kids. Yeah, for me, honestly, I could have worked outside the home 40 hours a week. I could have been like, I can't be a stay-at-home mom anymore. It's not what I'm cut out for. I'm going to work outside. I could have went back to T-Mobile and worked there and made decent money there. Like, I could have done something like that, but I still want to be home with my child. I don't want to be, there's nothing wrong with working outside the home, obviously, but for my family, the fact that I can work my business and make a very, very good income from home while still being with my child, while still having that help, while kind of tag teaming the whole parent responsibility with the au pair. I have a whole way that this is going to work. I've manifested, I've envisioned how life is going to look on a daily basis. I'm just so excited about it. I'm going to share all of it with you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for the prayers. I feel so special that you guys all tuned in just to watch my news about my family. But I'm just so excited to finally be sharing this and finally be in this process. And I'm going to share from beginning to end all the ups, downs, good, bad, ugly. So excited about it. Joanna Brown, by the way, is on here, and I haven't even mentioned Joanna Brown. Can I mention it? I'm mentioning it because I'm so excited. Mrs. Joanna Brown promoting to Senior Partner 6 up in here in Pomofera. There's probably only like a handful or a couple handfuls of Senior Partner 6s in this entire company, brand new company, and Mrs. Joanna Brown just trickles in here watching my video like it's no big deal, like she's just nobody. Miss Big Shot up in here, Senior Partner 6, Joanna Brown. I'm so excited for you. I like screamed when I saw the back office. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a beautiful weekend.